This video was by Opal. Thank you so much. So, this is the Hazelwood Library. I did not expect it would be so expansive. Very interesting architecture. And this is where you usually study? I see. I admire the stained glass. Do you know if it's original? It almost reminds me of the chaplain by the castle. So, anyone can just walk in here, can't they? It's open to the public. Well, of course I'm uncomfortable. This is unfamiliar ground. Look. You dragged me out here, where assassins and enemies can easily reach me. So, I assumed you had a very good reason why. Paranoid? Remind me, who is directly in line to one of the most powerful houses in the Centaur Kingdom? Exactly. If you think that there is no one in Hazelwood who would like to see me dead, then you are profoundly ignorant. Paranoid indeed. There's a reason why I don't stray from the royal grounds. No. I already said this is my first time in public. I am not nervous. Keep that tongue in your dull head before you say something treasonous. Now, are you going to tell me why you brought me here? To read? I could have read in my private library, so I certainly hope there's more to it than that. Really? So you think my library is biased? The library cultivated through generations of kings and queens. That library? I'll try not to be too offended of what you're implying. See. Look here. I have this exact book at home. The royal records of the Blue Rose family lineage. Yes, just as I remember it. I used to read through this thing for hours when I was younger. So many amazing, brave ancestors. So flawless. These pages, they contain everything that made my family what it is today. Great unicorn above. Has anyone told you how irritating you can be? This was written by royal scribes. It is over a century of work. Not to mention that the artists who used their talents to create portraits of all the great rulers. I always imagine seeing my likeness on these pages. One day. A good book. But as I said, I have one at home. This? What is this? The royal record of the Gold Rose family lineage. You want me to read about my sworn rivals? Fine. Open mind. Heard you the first time. Okay. What utter nonsense is this? Look here. It says the Battle of Wadenvale was a tie. We famously beat them back. I knew they were sneaky, but this is ridiculous. And you think we have a bias? Page 392. Okay. And so, King Henry Orpan opened with Isidore Thane. Isidore Thane, who was known as the Magpie. Their skin was both light and dark in places. That's not true. Look at the Blue Rose record. Oh, look, right there. There is a portrait of Isidore Thane. He's nothing of the sort. Is this some kind of cruel joke? When was this published? Are they mocking me? Isidore Thane, who was known as the Magpie, had skin of both light and dark. I don't want to read this anymore. It's clear that the Gold Rose family is publishing slanderous lies. Because my ancestors were perfect. They weren't like me. Father would have told me if they were others. My skin is a curse, not a lineage. Must we go through this again? Father and I decided that the veil was necessary. You come in here with no ideas of our culture and try and call me oppressed? My kingdom would not accept a king with such faults. We are meant to be above such things. It is a fault. Now, can we please move on? Will you be quiet? I follow my father's orders because he knows better than most on how to rule a kingdom. And I appreciate if you kept your tongue in its place. We don't need everyone in this public library to know my business. Why not find some literature on humans? My library does not contain anything like that. This one here? The Orthaxium, a translated compendium of humankind's history. Riveting title. Let's see. Ancient history. Commingling with the Fae. Draconic ape. Here we are. Modern lifestyle. There are a few villages here on the map. Which is yours? Not in the book. You really are unimportant. Alright then. Which village is closest? Okay. You have agriculture, that's a surprise. Potatoes, cabbage, wheat. I thought we created that. Water wheels. So, you're not totally inept. Makes me wonder why you never built a kingdom. I always assumed you lived in mud huts. Okay. Let's see here. Ancient settlement maps. Okay. Oh. You were everywhere. All over the continent. Small communities, but then what? Oh. I'm sorry that happened to your people. I was never taught any of this. Well, yes, I suppose this makes today somewhat of a success for you. Congratulations, you have managed to teach me something. I suppose the academy we let you attend for free is doing its job. So we can call the score even. Well. No, it's fine. I don't think we have to leave right away. Right at the second, at least. There are still a few books I could study. This might be a foolish question, but did dryads have their own literary work? Oh. I see. My word. medical journals. And what's this? Works in the arcane. Why were none of these in my library? Huh, they look old too. I might concede the point that perhaps my family's own personal library was slightly skewed towards our own history. But I do not believe that was intentional. Father would not try and limit my knowledge. I am to be king one day, and so, naturally, I need to know as much as possible. It just so happens that he didn't include more international readings or anything by the Dryads. My word. Look at all this. Do you study books like this? Things about magic and arcane, deep secrets of the arts. Well, that makes sense. Every opportunity that I get to walk around my grounds, I happen to find you lying in a sunspot, reading a book. I wonder if you have any other hobbies than reading. Anything at all. I doubt it. Well, since you've let me into your interests, I ought to return the favor. Listen, it is the thing to do. So, after we've finished here and I return to the grounds, yes, I want to go back immediately. I don't want to look around villages and stuff. This is my first ever outing. I do not want to be paraded around, especially without my veil, as you keep insisting. No. Once we are done here, we are going to head back and, maybe I can try and organize a jousting tournament. Too violent? You would say a thing like that. No, jousting is a noble art, and no one is ever really hurt. I win most matches. Yes. I am quite talented. You should see me. And, just in case you were thinking that these were rigged competitions, there have been a number against the Gold Rose House. Not against that little prissy Alexei, but no. Against guards and soldiers. My talents, they extend further than you might realize. I am not some damsel locked in a tower. I do not mope around every single day of my life. Good. So if you're going to be passing on stories to your little friends back at the academy, and I know you are going to pass along my many skills, not my deficits. Have you told them about my complexion? Is there a medical journal in here that talks about my illness? This? I see. Everybody's family doctor. What page? Vitiligo. Skin condition causing. Oh. Huh. I see. Right. Well, you can take these away. I'm done with them. And, we should probably get going. I have no use in standing around being something to gawk at from the local citizens. I have done more than enough here today. I have indulged you, and I have opened my mind to new authors. See? I am not the close-minded brute you perhaps thought I was, If you... Compose yourself. Compose yourself, Alden. If you think that you have a lot to teach me, then go ahead. But let me make something absolutely clear. I will always know more about this kingdom than you. I have studied my whole life to rule my people. I don't go outside because of the dangers that come with that. You don't need to be amongst the people to learn about them. Father never lied to me. The library was not as well stocked as one would hope. He wouldn't lie to me about my people. He is a just and fair ruler. What you are implying is close to treason. No, I'm not going to tell you about it. Of course not. Wouldn't be any sense in that. I just don't like hearing such things. Well, thank you. At least you have the decency to stop when asked. What is this? The history of jousting. Now that's one large book. There they are. All the heroes I grew up learning about. Not bad, human. But don't think that this makes us in any way close. No. These books, are they able to be removed from the library? Of course. You really have to ruin everything with your tongue, don't you? Butting in. Of course. I know how a library functions. I'm not going to waste any more breath on you. Come along. We're leaving. I'm taking this with me.